Okay class. So in the previous lecture we have seen what are Miller indices, how you will find Miller indices for a plane. Okay, so let us have a quick revision of the topic which we have completed in the previous lecture. Miller indices are the indices which represent a set of parallel planes of arrangement of the particles in the crystal. So how you will find the coefficients, the indices, Miller indices represented by HKL? We will find the intercept on the crystal axis made by the plane of which Miller indices you want to find out as multiple of primitive vector length. Okay, suppose we have this type of arrangement. OX, this is one of the crystal axis, OY, OZ, these are crystal axis, and we have a plane which is intersecting the x-axis at point A, okay, and the y-axis at point B, and this is another crystal axis, it is intersecting it at point C. Let me draw the plane. So the plane intersecting is this one. Okay, I am extending the lines, so can you have the idea of, so that you can have the idea of intersection. So this is the point of intersection on the crystal axis, and this is another point, and the point on the z-axis is this. So class, this is the plane. Okay, and let us suppose that its Miller indices of plane A, B, C, these are H, K, L. Okay class. Now what will be OA? Okay, you will find it in terms of the primitive vector, length of primitive vector along X crystal axis, and here OA, this is equal to N1 times of A. In the same way, OB, this is OB, this is N2 times of B. What is B? B is the length along OY, y-axis, at which particles are arranged. Now you will write OC, this is N3 times of C. What is C? C is the length of primitive vector. So if we take the example here, suppose one particle is present here on this axis, another is here, okay, then you can see this length is C. So this point is at a distance 2C, and this particle is at a distance 3C. So this is the thing what I want to tell you. Now the Miller indices for this plane will be, you will find the intercept in this form. You will take N1, N2, N3 as coefficient of the primitive vectors, and then you will take reciprocal. You will take reciprocal of N1, N2, N3, okay, and that will provide you HKL, Miller indices. If these are in the form of fraction, you will remove the fraction, okay, whatever you get, that is Miller indices. So now in this video we are to discuss what is interplanar spacing. So this is basically introduction of the previous topic. Okay class, so today's topic is interplanar spacing. Interplanar spacing. Okay class, you can call it interplanar distance. Okay, so to find in, firstly see what is interplanar spacing, and to to have the idea of interplanar spacing, I will draw simple cubic lattice here. This is the thing, this is the cube. It is like this, you will see, this is the cube, and if we make one more cube here, then it will be like this. You have two cubes, okay, and let their size is A. This is A up to this distance, again it is A, and we have two planes. I am taking this plane, this one, and this plane, okay. Now the distance between these two parallel planes is A. You can see this, okay. You can have the idea that the distance between these two planes, it is A. So how you will find out it? You will draw a perpendicular from this plane up to this plane, and that normal distance between two parallel planes is interplanar spacing or distance. So this is the distance, or I will write it normal distance या perpendicular distance between two consecutive लगातार दो consecutive planes. Okay class, you know that why I am writing here two consecutive, because after this plane crystal is a long range order. You can draw one more plane, okay. So distance between two planes will be twice of the interplanar distance, okay. So here it is D, let I represent it by D, okay. So this distance here, this distance is D, and D is the interplanar spacing. Now come to this, we have a plane here. To find the interplanar spacing, what I will do, I will draw perpendicular from the origin on the plane. This is the plane A, B, C, okay. Here this is the plane, and this is perpendicular. Let it strike the ABC plane at point P, okay. Then if you draw any line in this plane A, B, C, in this plane, then it will be perpendicular to the this normal, it will make 90 degree, okay. So if I meet this point O with C, then it will be perpendicular. Here it is perpendicular, okay. And now see the direction cosine of this normal on the plane ABC with this axis, with z axis, this is gamma, this angle is gamma. So if you find this angle, and what is this? This is OC, and OC is n3 times of C. So I am writing here OC, this is equal to n3 times of C, and you have seen reciprocal of n3, this is L, Miller indices. So I can write it C by L, okay class. So this is the thing. In the same way, you can write OA in terms of its Miller indices. The Miller indices along the x-axis, this is H, okay. So if you write OA in terms of H, it will be A by H, okay class. 1 by n1, this will be H, okay. So here n1, this is equal to 1 by H. In the same way, you can write OB in terms of Miller indices. So this will be equal to B divided by K, okay class. Now come to this thing. So this is the direction cosine alpha, this is the angle made by the normal OP with crystallographic axis Z. Okay, in the same way you can take the angle of OP, the normal on the plane, with x-axis to be alpha, with y-axis beta. Okay, so now from this figure, if you find cos gamma, then it will be cos gamma. Find out cos gamma. This will be perpendicular upon hypotenuse. See in this triangle, I have written here perpendicular, so this is base upon hypotenuse. Now come to here, this side is base. If this is angle, this will be base, and the longest side, this will be hypotenuse. So if we put this value, the value of base, which is OP here, and hypotenuse, that is OC here, then it will be cos gamma. So now let us put the value of this normal OP, let it is D, that is interplanar spacing. Then this relation look like cos alpha, this is equal to D divided by OC. Now OC is this, n1 times of C is the primitive vector, and 1 by n3, this is equal to 1 by L. So this is the value. So here I will write C by L. So this is how you can write. In the same way, if you find cos alpha, where alpha is the angle made by, let me rub this crystal axis, it is in your mind, and I am taking this angle to be alpha, the angle made by the normal OP with x direction, that is alpha. So here cos alpha, this will be equal to, now this is the base, okay, and this will be the hypotenuse. So it will be OP divided by OA, and this will be equal to OP, it is again D, and OA, from here you will see this is A by H. This is A by H. Now cos beta, where beta is the angle made by OP with y-axis. Y-axis was from here, and this angle will be beta. So cos beta, this will be equal to OP divided by OB, and this is equal to OP, that is D, it is D, okay, and OB, it is B by K. So this is B by K. Okay class. Okay class, now to find the interplanar distance, what we will do, to find D, we will make use of direction cosine law. Okay, so according to law of direction cosine, cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma, this is equal to unity. You have the value of cos alpha, beta, gamma here, and if you put the values, then you will see in cos alpha D is in the numerator, here also D is in the numerator, and here also you will see D is in the numerator. So I can take it common, and we are to write here square, so I can write it D square. I am taking common D square, and then you have D by C by L, A by H, B by K. Okay, so here you will get 1 by, for cos alpha cos alpha, this is a by h, this is a by h square plus 1 by, this is b by k square, and then 1 by c by l square, this is equal to unity. Okay class, so here you will see, if you solve them, you can write it h square by a square, k square by b square, c square by, l square by c square. And if you take this bracket on that side in the denominator, then you will get d is equal to 1 divided by, here you will get h by a square plus k by b square and plus l by c square, bracket close. Okay, and this is the value of d square. Okay, if you want to find out d, then you have to take root of it. So here it will be half, power half of the whole bracket in the denominator. So this is how you can find the interplanar spacing. So now come to the graph. Class, if you draw another plane which is parallel to this one ABC, then it will be, if you proceed the indices, the crystal axis in downward direction, these are the axes. Okay, and let the another plane is this one which is parallel to this. Okay, okay class, now this plane is parallel to this one. Okay, and the interplanar spacing from here to here, this will be again equal to d. And what is this distance? This is also equal to d. So in this way you can see that two consecutive planes are at a distance of d, and this distance, this is interplanar distance or spacing, which can be calculated in terms of Miller indices and primitive vectors of along the crystal axis. Thank you class.